5-minute reviews. The Jedi. The Jedi reintroduces Ahsoka Tano, now played by Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson really brings out Ahsoka in a unique way that comes to live action. Ashley Eckstein will always be remembered for the voice version of Ahsoka, and Rosario is just as good as Ashley as Ahsoka. And I think that's important for me to say that, because I just think they're both very nice guys, and the performances don't overshadow each other, and that's what counts, in my opinion, for both of them. So, yeah, and I think Rosario's doing a great job, and it kind of fills me with hope that what happens next is going to be amazing for her. I just love the story of how Ahsoka helps Din understand Grogu more, and we learn more about Grogu's backstory, and of course his name and the way he responds to Din saying Grogu do. It's one of the most beautiful moments, especially when you look at how they've come so well, and then we realise that Grogu will only listen to Din because of his attachment. And I think this is important when Ahsoka refuses to train Grogu, because it just shows that if we remember what happened with Anakin back in the original prequel, he turned into Darth Vader and became a bad person until he was reformed at the end of his life. So this would be catastrophic to Grogu, and Grogu is one of the most beautiful creatures. So I like the fact that they add this in, because it makes Grogu and Din's story more heartfelt and more like you don't want Grogu to suffer like poor Anakin did. And I think that's important. And now we know they're back together, it makes more sense. And also with what happens in the Book of Boba Fett, that's why Ahsoka refused to train is so important. I like the use of how the Empire takes over a planet, and it really, really is one of the most moments where Ahsoka has been trying to liberate but needs Mando's help in the end, and they take down the Empire who are guarding the city, and it's one of those moments where you have a lot of banality but also dramatic moments. Yeah, it's amazing. I just love the whole design, the concept of it. It really comes across, and there's so many good moments. For example, music. When Grogu's name, there's just that moment where you're like, oh, I feel it. And then when he finally does his thing with Din, a very powerful moment. The last scene is really important, because when Ahsoka says Grogu can decide his own path, it is really crucial, especially when, as I've just already said, this kind of sets a lot of foreshadowing. And that's why this episode is so important, not just to Grogu, but also to Din as well, because their paths are different originally, but now they have this connection. It's the same path. They need each other. And Ahsoka is right. And yes, what happens next is a tragic moment, and yes, it is reversed, thankfully. There's just a lot of important moments in this episode. For me, The Jedi is definitely one of those standout episodes, and I do enjoy Din and Ahsoka's relationship and the whole battle scenes. It's just one of those episodes that, to me, stands out. I hope you enjoyed this 5-minute review. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Phasma and Jarens and stay tuned for more podcasts. See ya!